Hello there, and welcome back to yet another Knights of the Old Republic playthrough video. Now, last time... wow, excuse me, something was in my throat there. Last time we talked to Bastila's Tu Madre, and she said that we should probably go pick up a Holocron Aroni that just happened to me back in the Kate Dragon Cave on Tatooine. So, we're schlepping around here, and I'm going to run to that cave right now, but it takes kind of a long, boring ride to get there, so I'm going to speed it up. Alright, see you there. Alright, that should about do it. So the Holocron is in one of these rock piles here. I don't know which one it is. You just gotta try them all. Maybe it's this one. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got a Holocron and... Okay.
Then I suggest...
So, I guess Darth Bandon showed up. This is gonna be kind of interesting. So he's not normally supposed to show up, but I guess... when you got a little glitcheroo in the game, he does show up here. So I'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, we got kind of a nasty fight on our hands, so let's just try and get this over with. Definitely want to save here. I was not prepared for this. Luckily, I have some decent fighters with me, so let's see what happens.
At last, my search is over. I was beginning to fear someone else had killed you and deprived me of the pleasure you may have defeated the pathetic bounty hunter my master sent after you. But you are no match for me. I have studied at the foot of the Dark Lord himself. Your words mean nothing to me, unless you wish to beg for your life. No? Then I shall try to make this both quick and painful.
Alright, so, much like Calo Nord, Darth Bandon shows up in the area where the star map is. And he sort of ambushes you when you come out. It's actually exactly the same, except he's a Jedi and he's supposedly a little bit stronger than Calo Nord is. But for some reason, he spawned here, even though I didn't get a star map. I guess, you know, whatever, you just have to be in an area that has a star map, and he'll show up. And it just so happened that Tatooine was the next one that I showed up to. Anyway, this fight seems to be going totally fine. I totally thought it was going to be more difficult than that, but, whatever. I guess we just destroyed Darth Bandon, no problem. Now, he has some interesting armor. If we were running some Jedi Guardian stuff, he's actually pretty strong. Pretty good stuff to have. But we're not. We'll show it to you. He is Darth Bandon's, like, special force armor. Really not relevant to me right now. I actually will probably just sell it. Because I dual wield pistols. And it's just the way it has to be. So, unfortunately, now, with that having been accomplished, we have to fly all the way back. So, I'm going to speed up the video again. See you there. Whew, finally! It was much longer for me than it was for you, I promise. It's like a minute with my ex-girlfriend.
Have you even looked for the Holocron yet?
I have the Holocron, Mother. I'm just not sure I want to give it to you.
And why not? Would you deny me even that?
I've never denied you anything, Mother. You may think I don't remember what it was like before I left for the Order, but I do. You were the one who pushed Father to go on one treasure hunt after the other. You loved living in wealth. You think I don't remember the fights? You were eager to send me to the Jedi even though I didn't want to go. You took Father away from me. And now this Holocron is all I have of him.
Fool girl. You have a strange way of remembering things. That wasn't...
No, I don't wish to argue with you anymore, Mother. It's time we parted ways now, for both our benefit. You don't know her. My mother is notoriously deceptive when she wants something. Why should she have the Holocron?
Is it too difficult to believe that I am a dying woman, who simply wishes to see her husband one last time.
I find it difficult to believe anything you say, Mother. You're right. It shames me, but I find it difficult to let go of the past. I'm sorry, Mother.
I was hard on you, dear. I wasn't a very good mother to you. I know that. Your father loved you so. He wanted you to be just like him. He wanted to take you on his hunts, but I said they were too dangerous. I always tried to keep him from the dangerous ones, but he would have none of it. It was a reckless life we led. Always moving. I didn't want that for you.
So that's why you gave me to the Order?
What do your father and I have to show for all those years of hunting? Nothing. That was no life for anyone. Especially not someone as gifted as you, your father. He spent all his last years trying to pay for my treatments. That's why he went for the pearls. I begged him not to, but...
Your treatments?
I'm dying, Bastila. I did not lie about that. It's been a long time in the coming, and there's really nothing that can be done anymore. I told your father to let me go, but you know how he was. Stubborn, like you.
I'm so sorry, Mother. I don't know what to say.
Keep the holocron, Bastila. It would do me good to know you have it. This talking to you. This is what I really needed before I
know. Thank you. I'm glad we talked too.
Well, now. You said you had important business, and you were never one to mince words. You there. You take care of my daughter, you hear me? You make her let you. She's too much like her father in that respect.
Where are you going to go?
It doesn't matter, dear. Don't you worry about me.
Here, take these 500 credits. It's all I have. Go to Coruscant and find a doctor. I'll meet you there after what I have to do.
But I already told you there's nothing that can...
Please take it. I want to see you again, when we can talk.
All right, I will. You do what you have to, Bastila. You go make your father and I proud.
I'll try. Farewell, Mother. How can I help? Yes, that brought me a lot of peace. More than I thought it would have. Thank you for urging me toward it. After all my training, I would have thought it would have been easier. Apparently, I still have much to learn. How can I help? I do. I've been trying to come up with the best way to say this for some time, but I suppose I should just come out and say it. The truth is, I have come to depend on you. Not just for the sake of the mission, but for my own sake as well. I'm glad you're with us. You're teasing me. You know very well what I said. Did I? I am trying to be sincere here. It occurred to me that I may have been too critical of you, too demanding at times. I know my manner can be a bit taciturn. I know you must be getting sick of my lectures about the dark side and everything else. I spent all my years being hounded by my instructors, being told so often how gifted and important I was until I was sick of it. I remember when I was younger, I used to swear that I would never become as self-absorbed and stodgy as the Jedi Masters. It's ironic, really. Yes, well, there's no need for you to agree so wholeheartedly. Being controlled has kept everyone around me at an arm's length. Even those like yourself who are most in need of my understanding and compassion. Maybe it's time to change that. You deserve to know how much I respect and admire you. I had to tell you how much I care for you. As a friend, of course. Please, it's not allowed. I have to remain true to the Jedi ideal. If this is going to cause a problem, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Well, that was not nearly so difficult as I feared. Thank you for hearing me out. I feel much better, but enough soul-searching for now. We should probably continue on with our mission.
With Bastila's soul having been found and her reunited with her mother, we can now finally go back to the main story. I hope you enjoyed that teensy little segue that took forever, due to all the running that has to happen and that ridiculously long conversation Bastila has to have with her mother. But we can now finally proceed with everything. Actually, first thing I want to do is see if I can't get mission side quests to pop up for me. It's not really that big a deal, but you know, for closure's sake, I kind of want her thing. And it might not actually pop up here, so it doesn't look like anyone's coming. So
Hey there. What can
let's
I do
see,
for you?
mission.
Don't worry.
No.
Okay.
See, that's what she always says. All right, well, we'll have to see if that comes up later, and if I forget about it, I forget about it. I'm so sorry. We already know a little bit about mission. It's really not that bad. She has a bro, man. That's all. That's all you need to know. All right. Anyway, let's get out of here. Let's go to. Let me check my quest log to make sure that nothing else needs immediate attention, besides, of course, Manon itself, which I left as a festering hole of awful. I think we're okay. I think we are okay. See, it looks like there's a lot more quests than there are. A few of them are back from Terrace, which are uncompletable. You know how it works. Uncompletable quests sometimes just sit in your log as zombies. You could, you can never get rid of them. Okay, well that's that. Let's just proceed from there, and we'll just go to Manon. That's pretty much all I wanted to do was do Bastila's quest. Where are you, Manon? There you are. Cool. We will see you on the other side. All right, so what we got to do here is leave and go down into the. If you'll remember, there's a Republic base at the ocean floor. They're harvesting KOTOR, which is a resource that helps heal soldiers, and the Republic's trying to get the edge on the Sith here. But something went horribly wrong with the base, and they lost contact with it, so they want me to go down there.
What is it?
But first I need to level up Juhani. I'm taking my Jedi with me because they're super duper powerful and amazing, and I'm probably going to hit droids down there, so why not take Jolie with me, because he has that awesome droid killing power that just isn't fair at all. Let's be honest, it is completely broken against droids. Do I need to equip her with the extra lightsaber stuff? I don't know. I don't even think it matters, or I don't care that much. It's pretty strong as she is right now. She's got, you know, all the stats that a Force Guardian needs to have. So, I just won't worry about it. Maybe Jedi robe. She can't even wear armor, so it's just not worth. We'll just keep her what she has. Her nice, ugly red robe is good. Jolie's doing just fine here. And we're just going to have to make our way down to one of the... In the back of the Republic base, I think, is where I need to go. So, let's go. Come on. Hopefully we don't get lost on our way there. Anyway, we're going to get some combat. I hope you're excited for that. Oh, actually, first, we're probably going to talk to Jolie.
Got something on your mind? No, I never did I? Of course you do. I know things, remember? You think you could make it around this part of the galaxy without me? But don't answer that. At any rate, I already told you why I wanted to leave. I'd seen everything I wanted to on Kashyyyk. Time to go. Time to move on. To bed. I'm old and tired, you know. How many kilometer-high trees can you find an interest in before you figure you've had enough? I'd bet you can't be bothered to stay in one room for more than 15 minutes. And then there's all the critters and the Shadowlands. I'm just happy to be back in space, doing something new. Is that too much to ask? So I could. Well, not having a ship does tend to put a damper on that kind of idea, however. I'll admit, for all its flaws, Kashyyyk was home enough. But when you came along and I saw the destiny you had before you, I couldn't help but be intrigued. Of course not. Weren't you listening last time? I can see that you have a destiny before you, but the details are far from clear. In fact, everything about you that I can see is odd. Slightly off, as if my eyes are trying to trick me. Something is very dark about you. But, I'm sure you don't need to hear my ruminations. You've probably got enough nosy Jedi offering you one opinion after another to make you sick. Your future will come of its own accord, trust me. Sometimes navel-gazing at it doesn't get you anywhere. I wouldn't worry about it too much if I were you. You remind me a bit of Nomi. And that can't be all bad. Nomi, Sunrider. She came late to the Force, just as you have, and became one of the greatest Jedi ever. Oh, fine, fine lass. Whether you'll follow the same path remains to be seen. For one thing, we'll never get anywhere if you stand around chatting up old men all day. Nonsense. Have I ever refused to help you when you asked? How confused can one person be anyway? One thing I will say is that this little escapade does remind me a bit of my adventuring days before the war. Those were exciting times. Or at least it would remind me of those times if we didn't stand around. What's keeping you? You're too young to be so talkative. Shoo! Shoo!
Damn, Jolie being a mysterious old man, hinting at something that I am, you know, interesting to him because he knows more than me about something. Whatever. Lame sauce. So we're gonna probably go this way and get lost on our way to the Republic base because such is the way of Manon. It's just something we're gonna have to deal with, man. So, I think that we're probably about a little bit past the halfway point of this game. And if we take a chance to reflect on, you know, how well we've done so far, I think it's been pretty fun. It's been pretty good. I think by standards of story and annoyances and stuff, I think this game holds up pretty decently nowadays. Going back and playing this isn't, you know, one of those experiences where it's just pure nostalgia or anything like that. I think I'm kind of getting into this. I like optimizing my character. I like talking to the people, the little quippy things that they say, especially pissing Bastila off, and getting lost, just like I went the complete wrong direction to the Republic base. Yeah, this has all been pretty fun, you know. Definitely worth doing. There's a couple of games that are worth doing that, you know, and there's a couple of games where they were definitely better the first time you played them. Or they are games that seemed really difficult when you were a kid. Now you go back and play them and they're really easy. Games like Revolt for me, that racing game. A couple of Chips Challenge levels. The pinball game in Microsoft XP, I played a buttload of that. I thought that was impossible as a kid. Now, it's so easy, man. Alright, we're finally here. We can talk to this guy.
When you are ready to explore the Hrackert Rift, enter the Republic base. In the KOTOR packing room, there is a door leading to the Republic submarine. The sub...
Okay, we didn't actually need to talk to that guy. That was just to refresh your memory. We need to go to the submersible mobile, which is in this room, and it will take us down to the depths. Now, I actually have to go for the moment. I might just end the video here. I actually probably won't. I won't end the video here. It will just be a brief break, and then we'll come back. So hold on. Okay, so I'm actually editing my voice into this video because I want to apologize for what you're about to see. What happened was I went away for a little bit, came back, and somehow my settings were messed up. I just did that. I don't know. I was doing something else. Don't worry about it. And I messed up the cropping of the image so you can't see the bottom portion of the screen. It's actually extremely irritating to watch, and I apologize for that, but I can't go back and replay it again because I overwrote the save, and I just went full derp mode, and I'm really sorry. You're just going to have to deal. It's not that long. It's just about 20 minutes of video, maybe a little bit less than that. But here we go. Just try to be patient with me, okay? Okay, I came back. I had to do a little bit of recording for something else that I was working on at the moment. Sort of a live thing, so it had to be at that moment. And I sort of lost track of time. You know, everyone does it. Anyway, we're going to take the submersible down to the booth and see what the hackaroo is going on down here. Nice little cutscene that plays down here. Manon is one of the only places where they do some extra stuff like that. Besides, I guess, Kashyyyk, which has that lame cutscene where you go down to the lower lands with the wicker basket. Did that really deserve a cutscene? I mean, this one's kind of cool, but they're just kind of inconsistent. You know, win consistent. All right, there's a nice little base. Looks like the rest of Manon, maybe a little bit dark. We're in a nice pocket of air. You gotta always make sure you loot everything that you have available to you. I think I got everything in here. So down in this dungeon, we're gonna be fighting a boatload of Selkath and droids. Pretty much it. And it's kind of long, kind of annoying.
How did you get in? Did they send another submersible? Quick, we have to get out of here. We have to get away. No! No, we have no time. We have to leave now. I managed to close the door after they killed everyone else, but I don't know how long it will hold. We have to. We have to leave. The Selkath, they went crazy. They started killing anything that moved. Someone must have triggered the defense systems too, because all the droids activated as well. I was one of the mercs the Republic sent down here to find out what happened. We came down and secured the first couple of rooms. There were bodies everywhere, and the Selkath came out, screaming and croaking their fishy little war cries. They swarmed out and over us. There was no way we could stop them. So we ran. But hardly any of us made it. I locked the door behind us, but the others had already left in the submersible. The sharks. The Ferox are out there, and worse. I heard an explosion shortly after the submersible left. They didn't make it. Just food for the sharks and the Selkath. Like us. No! I locked the door so the Selkath won't get in. If you open it, we're all done for. If you go in there, you're dead. You're all dead. If you want to die, then go. You won't hear me mourning for you. I'll stay here and be safe until some sort of real rescue comes.
Ooh, how spooky. He's so scared out of his brains. Let's make a quick save-a-roo here. So, I don't know why I didn't just quick save. Whatever, no problem. We will loot the footlocker. Honestly, though, by this point, I have so much loot. It's kind of a waste of time, but it's just a tick, man, a nervous tick. You gotta loot everything. You know, it's like how you play RuneScape and you loot everything, especially if you're a hardcore Iron Man. You gotta get all the drops for the money of the characters that you kill. Otherwise, you're just gonna be a poor hardcore Iron Man character like the rest of them. You gotta rise. First enemy of the game, or of the dungeon, is a lovely droid. Jolie's droid killer power is going to be super awesome here. Let's go, Jolie. Good work, Mr. Jolie. You damn old man who knows something I don't. But yeah, he has like basically infinite mana too. Oh, I guess I leveled up, and we will acquire some wisdom. A nice attribute level up. I think I get one more of these. Besides this one, at least at level 20, which just so happens to be the max level in the game. Powers for speed seems prudent at this point in time. It just gives you a hilariously long speed boost. That is awesome. And I love my shining beam of light character. What a beast. What a beast. See, that's an investment in light force points I had been talking about on Terrace. Totally pays off by this point. Who needs poison when you can just heal it up like that? And we will partake in some more grenades. I haven't used grenades in a while. Probably will be using it in the last dungeon of the game, just 'cause there's so many enemies and they're so annoying and they pop up everywhere and you got to kill literally everything. If I was dark side character, since there's so many enemies, area of effect like the force lightning and force drain, oh my gosh, totally destroys everyone in the last area. But we don't have that luxury. We only have blaster pistols, which are a luxury in and of themselves. For example, with the sneak attack shots I get here, stasis field, I'm ready to just destroy everything I see.
Yes.
Some nice, lovely Selkath who have gone crazy, I might add, down in the bottom of this base. We should probably go to figuring out why that happened. Honestly, it almost certainly has something to do with, when I was first playing this game, I was like, oh they went crazy because of the shining cabin fever or whatever. They're not used to being underneath the ground for that long. That was my theory. But I was wrong. I wasn't surprised to be wrong, but I was indeed incorrect in my supposition. Is that what that is? Is that a supposition? Now I'm thinking about words. You ever just like think about a word and go, wow, why is it that way? It's not really that, you know, profound or anything. It's just sometimes your mind gets stuck on something and you don't understand why. It's like how you think you know how to spell a word and you look at it, you don't know. Or you don't know which way the D or the B goes, the lowercase d or the B, so you have to draw them right next to each other and you go, oh yeah, that one's right, that one's got to be right. Okay, so we're about a quarter of the way through this place. It's actually just kind of one big long hallway that then turns back into itself for another long hallway. You know, kind of like a really narrow and thin U shape. And then there is another part where you have to go outside into the ocean floor. You got to use a spacesuit, and it is a little bit annoying because you can't move fast in the spacesuit. You got to just, you just got to walk. You got to walk all the way to a bunch of different places. It's easy to get lost. Manon is the place of getting lost. If you don't know what you're doing, it's very easy to just spend way too much time here. And I'm certain that there's a lot of people who did. This is a droid. It's meant to be a difficult encounter, but since we have Senior El Jolie, Master of Droid Killing, we can just instantly disable it and then destroy it vis-a-vis a few droid power usages. Bam, one more. There we go. I think that was about 6. See, that just goes to show how impressive that droid must have been to take 6 damaging points from Jolie. Let's see what's in this room. Just some stuff, you know. Oh, I can't backstroke open. I gotta have a melee character do this. I don't know why that is. I guess when you shoot blaster pistols, there's a penalty to how much damage you do to breaking open doors. You could also have to do with the strength attribute that you have, and mine's really low. But Force Guardian Juhani, high strength, has no problem cutting it open.
Fishy, fishy, come and eat me too. You can't get me, little fishy. Nothing here. I'm safe behind my walls. Investigate? You're just like the others. Fodder for the Selkath. Walk and fish snacks. Trump, trump, trump. If you can run, you might be fast food.
The Selkath went insane and started killing everybody. I locked myself in here. I'm safe in here. Nothing can hurt me in here. No fishy food for me.
No, 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 no. That's what the others said. Mercenaries like you, but they're dead. The Selkath ate them. Lunchy munchy. Only the ones left in the south part of the base might still be alive, but where the KOTOR is. Few fishies there, but many, many, many fishies in between the water. Don't know. Go ask them. When the demon screamed, it shook every mind in the station. We fell to the ground but survived. Fishy fishies, though, they just got hungry. Bye-bye. Go look for fishy people. They'll chomp and bite and chomp and bite. Food for fishy. That's you.
Well, I don't have the persuade skill to get him out of there, and I already have maximum light side points, so it's really not that important that I do that. So we're just gonna, leave him in there. Let him die. That is dark side implicitly, because we're letting him die, but the game doesn't know that or doesn't think that, and really, the game dictates the morality of this game. Let's be honest. Of this game. It dictates morality, period. Like I always say. Looks like some guys are fighting some Selkath. I'm surprised that they managed to survive this long. Fighting each other like that. We just plow through those mines. Man. Part of me wishes that they made the mines more interesting, but part of me doesn't, because it would have been such a pain in the butt to have to get all those mines, disabled before walking through, and you'd really have to make sure that nobody walked into it, and that the AI in this game, God, who knows what could have happened in that case. So I just picked up a datapad. I'm wondering if I can read it. Probably not. Reading datapads in this game, as we've already learned, is a total chore and a half. Okay, let's see. Did I get an environment suit? I think I picked one up already, but that might be the next place I go to. Actually, nope, there's another long hallway I gotta go down first. And then I can pick up the environment suit. Everything will be just super ultra mega dandy. As per the usual.
What?
Alright. There's a couple of places I need to go. See those little airlock things, they look like octagons, elongated octagons. That's how you get out of the facility and into the water. You can use a water suit to do that. I think I've already picked up one. But outside there are these like, massive barracuda-looking things. And if they touch you, you die. Big time. There's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, this is an airlock. I don't think I'm going to do this right now. I want to make sure I got everything. Okay, whatever. You know what? Let's just go. Let's just go. So there's an airlock barracuda thingaroni somewhere back here. I gotta make sure I don't run into it. Oh, also another dude. Let's go talk to him. You have to walk really slowly up to him. All right, come on. Come on, let's see.
Who's there? You're not Cellcast, I can see that much. Are you another rescue crew? I'm a merc the Republic hired a couple days ago to investigate. But all we found was a bunch of insane Cellcast killing everything that moves. All my companions are dead. The Cellcast swarmed over us. There were dozens of them. And they looked wrong, somehow. Like something had changed inside them. Insane or something. Oh, I'd have gone back to the surface long ago if this complex hadn't been overrun by all those crazy Cellcasts. There's no way for me to get to the submarine docking bay. I discovered a way to get to the bay and seal off the rest of the base. I just have to find the KOTOR harvester they built on the edge of the Hackert Rift. It's got an emergency override to open the doors to the submarine docking bay. And I could get in from the outside. I figured my only chance was to slap on an environment suit, head out onto the ocean floor, and check that harvester out for myself. Besides, it's gotta be safer out on the ocean floor than back in there with all those crazed Cellcast mutants running around looking for dinner. I'm not spending another minute in this facility. Not with those psychotic fish people all over the place. I'm heading out to the ocean floor right now. It leads to another complex of buildings. Going through them is the only way to reach the KOTOR harvester. We should probably stick together, but I won't wait around in here with the Cellcast. You can catch up with me if you want. Down the hall and through the doors on the right. I'll be waiting on the ocean floor where it's safe.
Ha, he thinks the ocean floor is safe. Little does he know that it isn't safe at all. So he's gonna walk that way. We can follow him, but really our ultimate goal is to get to there's like another attached base that you have to walk through the water to get to. I don't actually know where it is, so we might be walking around here for a little bit. So we'll follow this guy over here, see what happens to him.
Come on, hurry up. Don't just stand there, we have to keep moving. The water is filled with...
Rip guy we met for 2 minutes. That's pretty standard, I feel like, where just to show you that the Barracudas are capable of killing you in one hit, they have to sacrifice a random NPC. But first they have to sort of make you care about him, sort of make you think that he's the one that's going to be the solution to all your problems down in the base. That's a common trope. Somebody can look that up on TV tropes. Oh god, speaking of that site, man. It's one of those sites where you look up one thing and you can't just be on that site for that one thing. You have to keep going. You're like, oh, this is related to the King's Red Herring trope. This is related to the Harry Potter trope. Oh, and it goes on and on and on. You learn all these things that you already knew, but you didn't know the names for them. And then some more suppositions about how certain tropes relate to others and where they're used. It's a nice little Wikipedia site. So I gotta use this sonic emitter thing to get rid of the... I guess they're not Barracudas, they're called Firaxas. But I think of them as Barracudas. I had a bad experience with a Barracuda when I was a kid. I actually totally didn't. That's a lie. I did not live anywhere near where barracudas lived. I just liked that one song by Heart called Barracuda, and ever since then thought that that word was really cool. Any chance I got to say it in an appropriate context, I did. Hence, the number of names of the fish down here. Okay, almost made it. Just gotta get to this door, and everything should just be space dandy. So remember that we don't have our party members with us, or I don't have my party members with me. Wow, that was a terrible stasis field. I got one of them. So it's just gonna be me, 1v4, blaster pistols only. I don't know why I'm attacking him. I need to be attacking these guys. Gotta take them all down. Stasis lasts, I guess, so I was talking about how it lasted for 3 rounds, but really what matters is every round you have to make a will save that gets easier per round. So if your will save is +5 and the stasis is 6 and you have to roll, you can't save, I guess. Well, maybe you can. You just have to roll a dice +5 and be greater than 6. You know how Dungeons and Dragons works and whatever that stuff. So it's a variable amount of time that anyone is stasised, and the people who have high will saves are stasised for less amount of time, or not at all, is another thing. Okay, so in this next room, I think there's some people that'll try to kill me, but don't worry, I will assuage the situation using my Jedi mind trick horsepower, awesome sauceness.
No, you can't come in here. You'll let the Firaxa and the Selkath in. No, stay out! Stay out! I won't let you open the door for those monsters to get in. I'll stop you. I'll suck all the pressure out of the chamber. That'll stop you.
Kill them! Kill them now!
So it's a good thing I have a total buttload of computer spikes. But you can die here. You can fight your way through a bunch of stuff. It's really not that big of a deal. But we just disable the airlock.
No, the Firaxa will get us. No, the Selkath are coming. No!
No! No! Ah!
I'm sorry for what I did. I don't know what came over me. I just panicked when I heard someone outside the door. Please forgive me. I'm just so scared.
We're both just scared.
When the Selkath went crazy, I thought everyone else except me and Sammy went mad. We had a few people outside the station when it happened.
The Firaxan sharks just tore them apart. It was like they were frenzied.
The next thing we knew, our Selkath researchers started screaming and clawing at everything around them. My team was torn apart and eaten before my eyes. Sammy and me, I thought we were the only ones left. We heard the Selkath outside the doors every once in a while, and strange noises echoing through the base.
We thought everyone was dead or insane. I must have been hysterical. I don't know what I can say. I truly apologize for the horrible mistake I was making.
I'm Kono Nolan, and this is Sammy. We were scientists working here on the Harakard Rift project. We had a secret agreement with the moderates in the Selkath government. They knew that Manan could not survive independently if the Sith were victorious.
Those thugs would wipe out the whole damn planet just to get at the Kolto.
So the Republic approached them about making this secret installation to harvest more Kolto, where the Sith couldn't see us. But all that went horribly, horribly wrong.
We don't know. Not for sure.
The work teams were outside in the rift, near the vent. Then there was this rumbling, and my head felt like it was splitting open.
This monster rose up from the rift.
It was a Firaxa shark, I think. Bigger than anything I'd ever seen before. Bigger than our submersibles.
It was like it was screaming inside my head.
Then all the Selkath started screaming too. And they turned on us. It was like they couldn't control themselves. Like the sound that the monster was making in our heads drove them insane.
Well, maybe it was protecting the ruins by the rift.
It could have been. It might have a lair in the Harakard Rift near the Kolto vent. That might explain a few things too. Like why it reacted so violently when our construction efforts got closer to the vent. And also, why it's so large. It must be feeding off the Kolto. would have to be ancient indeed for it to reach that size. But with Kolto as a food source...
And all those other Phyraxan sharks? Those might be its offspring.
Which would be why they all swarmed when it called out to them. Children coming to protect their mother. The Phyraxan sharks have always been a serious problem. We had some blasters and projectile cannons to defend against them, but they still got some of our workers from time to time.
We were working on a soluble chemical compound that would drive them away. Something that smelled or tasted repulsive to them, but we never got it working right.
Oh, I think not. Even flawed like it is, it should be ideal for this situation.
No, it's not working right. You don't know what it'll do. The repellent we made was supposed to drive Phyraxan sharks away, but we never got very far in its development. The one we tested instead was violently toxic to them, rupturing their outer skin in seconds and preventing them from drawing oxygen from the water by clogging their intakes.
Which is exactly what we need in this situation. Something to kill that monster shark that destroyed our station.
But we don't know how else the chemical reacts. We only tried it in a controlled environment. In the open ocean, who knows what it could do? It could even affect the Kolto.
We know exactly what it'll do. It'll kill the shark. That's what we designed it to do. You don't need to do anything else. We have a canister of the toxin here right now. We were working on it before the giant Phyraxan drove all the Selkath insane. All you need to do is insert it into the main Kolto harvester and have it vented. Get away as soon as you can. We don't know how much worse it'll affect the giant Phyraxan shark.
Well, the monster seems to have been driven out by the machinery we installed at the edge of the rift. We've seen it out there on the cameras, bashing itself against the machines. I think if you could destroy the machinery we installed, the shark would calm down and retreat back into its lair inside the rift. You can reprogram the harvesting machines to overpressure their self-oxidizing fuel, so that the fuel tank canisters will rupture and the entire machine will destroy itself. The hydrolium gas we use is a gas at 1 to 3 million sangin, a liquid at about 4 million sangin, and a solid above that. When it's a liquid, it's very explosive. If you inject enough of the hydrolium gas into the tank, the pressure will be so great that it'll turn to liquid form and start a chain reaction inside the machine.
But we'll lose everything we've built here. All those years of work.
It's better than whatever your chemical will do to the water. Good. Destroying the machinery will be better in the long run. We can't risk damaging the environment or the Kolto. You'll have to break into the computer on the harvesting machine and fiddle with the fuel injectors to get the tank pressure up to the point where the hydrolium will liquidize. Once the machinery is gone, the shark should leave.
That won't work and you know it. We have to vent the toxin from the harvesting machine. Once the shark is dead, we can get back to mining the Kolto. You know what you have to do.
I just hope you make the right choice.
All right. Now we can finally wrap it up for the video. That's going to end it. I will see you next time. Cool. Thanks for watching.